Welcome everybody to our Monday night empowerment session. And tonight we're going to be exploring one of the four categories of the Solle Naturals products, and that would be the calm category. And for those of you who are new to our channel or who would like to continue to get text alerts for before we start, if you'll notice down in the left-hand corner, there's a number there, 866-256-1970. If you will text the word learn to that, you will be added to our texting service and you will get notifications before we go live on Monday nights. And so we're going to start off with learning about the calm category by hearing about the Renew product. This woman refers to it as Vital, but what I actually mixed up for her was a combination of Renew and Vital. And I want you guys to hear what she had to say.
Hello. So I'm on my lunch break really quick, and Valerie contacted me in regards to my personal experience with the Solle Vital products. I was very blessed to find Valerie and through Valerie Solle, because I was going through a series of very dismal health events. Never really got a diagnosis. Western medicine really couldn't help me. A lot of symptoms. I was very terrified of the physical things that I was experiencing or not experiencing. At one point, it got so bad I couldn't walk for 5 days. I was having anxiety and panic attacks, but I had never really experienced those before, so I didn't even realize that that's what I was going through also. And my husband, my at the time husband, was on his way to take me to basically a mental institution. And I didn't even like the idea. But I was even like, okay, let's do this, because there's nothing else. Everybody's run tests on me. Nobody else knows what's going on. And we live out of town, where we kind of have to drive into bigger towns to get other types of services. And we drove through Kingman, which is where Valerie was located at, and saw her. She knew right away to grab a water bottle from the fridge. She mixed up a packet of Solle Vital, and she said, here, she slammed this bottle on the counter, of this green stuff. And she said, you need to drink this because you are having an anxiety attack. I did not even realize that I was going through anxiety or panic attacks, like I said, because everything was compounding. And I kind of felt like that almost 24/7. But I did what she said, did what she suggested, and started to drink this stuff. And it tasted like amazing. I couldn't get enough of it. She was like, okay, just slowly sip it. And I sat there and almost chugged the whole thing in under 5 minutes. I immediately felt just a weight lift off my shoulders. My shoulders were always hunching forward, so I was bracing constantly. And after I was about 3/4 of the way of the Solle Vital product, I was able to breathe, and I hadn't felt that relaxed in a long while. And even Valerie herself was like, yes, this is definitely for you. It helped my adrenal glands. It helped my system. Adaptogens are amazing. I don't know what I would do without them. In fact, I actually need to order more, because I'm going through just a couple of things, a lot of transitions in my life. So now I know what my body needs. I know the type of insurance policy that my adrenal glands and my hormones need to get through stressful things and not tax my body, and be prepared and be flexible and be healthy. And that's Solle Vital. And thank you so much, Valerie, for all of your help.
She had such a phenomenal experience mixing up that Renew and Vital right there. And since we're talking about calming, I thought this was a great example. An anxiety attack, being able to calm down that quickly with what's going on, was a great example of the power of what these products can do. And so let's look at the calm category. what does it mean when it comes to Soul Naturals? And I thought it'd be kind of fun to take some of these words that people talk about or how they feel and show what the calm might be, or otherwise kind of the opposite. Maybe someone shows up in overwhelmed, like Margot did. Then it might be going to more lighthearted, inflamed. Think about like inflamed and overwhelmed at the same time, and then going to chilled, hyperactive, whether it's hypervigilance or hyperactive like ADD, ADHD, going to relaxed. And even for some people, they can get so wired, especially when there's adrenal issues, they rev up in the evenings and they have a hard time calming down. So being the opposite would be relaxed. Awake, a lot of people deal with insomnia, and calm category comes in very nicely, helping to do with sleeping or being asleep. Agitated, just feeling on edge. That calm category, this is where we're going to be thinking, oh, this is where calm, something from this category could benefit, because we're looking to be more peaceful. Pain, we're looking for relief from pain. Hypersensitive, look at being collected. Irritated to tranquil, and depleted to restored. All of these are just barely touch the surface of what the calm category can do. But I've always been one about, if you understand the categories, and you kind of get direction as to which products to start with. And so think about what you need to do to get to the state that you want to be in. So again, thinking about being irritated, how do we get down? We want to work towards being more tranquil. And we're looking at maybe the calm category. So now we're going to explore the different calm products that we have in this category. And we already start with Renew. So I'm going to go ahead and follow with that. And we're just doing a short highlight on each of these products. The adaptogen in Renew that is, I believe, makes such a difference with this product is marl root. And it does work on restoration. It helps with being overwhelmed, helping reduce that fatigue, working with endurance. It protects the brain. It does help with its antioxidant properties. And like some people are even using it, like Saturday, I noticed that I felt a little bit like I was kind of under the weather, when the number one things that I did was I mixed up a Renew. Not only does it have some vitamin C in it, but it also helped make certain that I got restored so that I would not crash. It does help with, at the same time, microbial properties. Marl root does, supports immune system, vascular system, the biliary system, and helping blood sugar. But Renew is very, very powerful. A lot of people like to use it at night for helping with sleep. I've seen it also help with calming the digestive tract. I've seen it, like I said, talked about with Margot mixing with the Vital for working with an anxiety attack. Just had evidence of that again a couple days ago with a new client. And actually, I got several phone calls in the end of last week with people having anxiety attacks. And I went to my Old Faithful, which is using Renew mixed with Vital during the day. It works amazing. And then also with one of the other products we're going to talk about. So Renew, outstanding for in the calming section. That's our drink. So here's another testimony that we have, and this is combining both Renew and then another product with Verdezymes. And this is really kind of a unique testimony. Talking about, and this person was very active athletically anyway, but they did, in their words, probably the most intense leg workout day ever in their life. And so much so that at the end, their trainer, Prolima, said, aside, I wanted to warn them that they were going to have a hard time the next day, because they're going to be so tired, so sore. And lots of times people quit and don't want to come back. And so that night when that person went home, they took Renew and Verdezymes before going to bed. When they woke up in the morning, they felt a little bit sore, and they were amazed with how easy it was to get up out of bed and go without the tightness. They're feeling pretty good. They took the stairs, find no issue, and their trainer was shocked. So it's kind of interesting to think of too, of how it was calming. Remember those words I gave there? So calming the inflammation of the overwork, pushing it hard, helping the body relax, get a restorative sleep. And a lot of people don't know with the Verdezymes too, it also can go in and work on inflammation in the body. So this, we're going to look a little bit deeper at Verdezymes. And one of the plants I love in Verdezymes is passion flower. And it has properties that are anti-inflammatory, helps work on nervous disorders. It is a very strong nervine. So it feeds the nervous system and helps to calm it. Antispasmodic properties along with analgesic, which means it's going to work with pain. It helps with sleep, insulin resistance, and then muscle pain. So a neat little story from our family with passion flower years and years ago when our oldest son was about 10 or 12, probably about 10, he had started developing these tics, nervous tics, TICS, and I did not know what was going on. We could not figure it out, but passion flower I knew was really good as for the nervous system and as a nervine, and so I started him on that. They didn't get worse, but they didn't go away either. And it was interesting to me how about 6 months to 9 months after that, I was talking with a naturopathic friend of mine. I told him what was going on, and he immediately identified an area in the spine. He said, you need to get him to a chiropractor now and hope that there's not any permanent nerve damage. Well, when I took him to the chiropractor, I told him the background, but did not tell him what the naturopath said. And the chiropractor immediately went to the area that the ND had pointed out and said, look, this is out of place, whether it's from him falling out of a tree, car accident, whatever. It adjusted it and the tics went away. Now, what I think is so powerful about this story is because it was inflamed and out of place and agitated for so long. And as I think about it, it was probably closer to a year or two that we were dealing with this when I think back on his age. I believe with all my heart that the reason there was not permanent damage was because of the passion flower being used. So that shows you the power of that plant. So now let's hear about our Solle Essentials essential oil blend called Calm from Tammy Peterson.
Hi, everybody. Val, thanks for having me tonight. I always feel like it's such a privilege to be able to be a part of your group and to maybe help somebody else. My calm oil experience, I have to kind of whisper, involves my son. And, as a teenager, I had a lot of anxiety and depression and, anger like a lot of teenagers do. But he didn't want my help. And so I'd have to sneak things into his smoothie. And at night, after he would go to sleep, I would put the diffuser in his room with calm oil. And I felt like this helped. I mean, of course, now we're far from that. But interestingly, I never thought he knew. And about 2 or 3 months ago, he asked me, he said, hey, could you please put that thing that puts the oil in the air back in my room, the one with the calm one, so I can calm down. I'm having so much anxiety. And I was like, okay, didn't think you knew, but I sure will. So now he asked for it and doesn't need it as much. But obviously, even he knew it was helping him. So I felt like that was a win for a mom. So I hope that will help you with some of your kids.
So I love this testimony because so many people have gotten this type of results with this calm oil.
Right.
And so what I want to do is show, even though I'm not going to go into all the specifics, because we're doing an overview of the calm product category here, these are the 6 oils that are in the calm blend. And as you can see, there's all kinds of different aspects and the things that it works on calming in the system. Look, we've got here calming mood swings, helping calm the digestive tract, helping skin irritations, UTIs. We've got the adrenals with fatigue and exhaustion. We've got relaxing the body and mind, but yet it's refreshing, working on calming a rapid heartbeat, and helping to do some exhaustion. And those are just, like I said, light overviews. Back in the very beginning, when we first got calm, I was doing a class. And what we did is we took a hot, moist rag and put a couple drops of calm on it. And I'd already had this woman come up to me saying that she wanted to let me know she wasn't being rude, but she did have a lot of intestinal issues, and she probably would have to get up multiple times during the presentation to use the bathroom. Well, she is the person that once we took this hot, moist rag with the calm drops on it, I gave it to her. And I said, why don't you apply this over your stomach, your abdominal area? And she was amazed. Not once did she need to get up during my presentation. And she came to me afterwards. She's like, oh my goodness, did you see that? And I said, yeah, that's what happens when you can calm that system down. So the power of calm is huge. It is so big. It actually was one that I didn't care for with the smell at first, but now in fact, for the last 3 or 4 years, it has been the thing that I add into my bath every night. I put 2 or 3 drops into a couple tablespoons of Epsom salts, and then I add the salts to the water, and that helps disperse it more evenly. And it helps for a calmer sleep, and it helps my brain also with being quieter. Oh, and there was another one there, yuzu. Sorry, I didn't realize that. So 7, yes. And so that one too, also very powerful for the nervous system. So now we're going to look at the Contentment blend. And this is another one, and it has calm in it as one of the active ingredients. But this woman uses it at night, putting it on the bottom of her feet. And she, in particular, puts a lot at the base of the toes. She can see her circulatory system responding within seconds, and it helps her to sleep really well at night. I've had multiple people that also use this on their wrist or over their heart or over their stomach during anxiety attacks as well, because it's just seemed to be very, very calming for them. But let's look at the rest of for instance, the key benefits. It helps with liver and gallbladder issues, nervousness, muscle pain, bone spurs, hot flashes, athlete's foot. Then we're also looking at combating nightmares. That's another thing that the calm is very good in, and calm again is in Contentment. So they both help address this. Helping a person to set healthy boundaries, something a lot of people have been working on right now, and clearing inner conflict while becoming more alert. And then emotionally helping to reduce anger and feeling stuck while promoting joy, hope, and patience. So can you see why this would be one of the ones that I would use whenever I've got someone coming to me with anxiety attacks in particular? And then for our final calm product in the calm category, it's Infatuate. And so this testimony is very powerful too, talking about using Infatuate, and they've been using it for 2 weeks to help their daughter overcome a fatty liver. And this person had already used herbal supplements for over 25 years and really didn't know what else to reach for. It was really neat to find out that when she took her daughter in to be checked, that in 2 weeks, using 2 scoops of the product along with the Verdezymes, that the issue was resolved. Very, very powerful product there with being able to do that. And so when we look at Infatuate, I want to look at what are some of the key things that the fats are so important with. They do provide energy. It also helps to feed the nerve endings. So that's where that calming aspect comes in. It's also calming because it helps the body to be able to assimilate other vitamins that it needs, ones that are fat soluble, helping the brain to calm down and working on calming our brain so it's not jumping around so much. It's going to work with memory, and also helping to challenge, pregnancy brain, which we see when the brain is, again, kind of overwhelmed and depleted both because so much nutrition going to the baby. And then it also helps provide those building blocks for hormones, which again can be calming instead of all the mood swings. And it helps to support our immune system response. It also is going to help to lower inflammation. A lot of people are not aware that good fats help do that. So that's another way that's calming that irritation and inflammation. That is one of the things that I'm going to look for a lot to add into a program whenever they talk about their knees creaking or squeaking or feeling like it needs to be oiled. So again, an area that has got, think, heat with inflammation that we want to cool it down. And it also is going to help calm down our appetite, helping us to feel full and satiated. So lots of different ways that good fats can help calm the system. And now I've asked Greg if he would share some information here on wood betony. And let me go in and find where, did Greg make it on here? I don't see him at the moment. Well, wood betony is in our, let's jump back to that. Wood Betony in our Verdezymes formula. And Wood Betony was actually a very prized plant and so valuable that they could even be used as an exchange in the bartering system because of what it was known for how it would work on the nervous system. And it does have an ability to work on headaches, certain types of headaches as well. But Wood Betony is one of our adaptogens that is in the Verdezymes that makes it very unique in its ability to feed that nervous system. And you can understand when it comes in and feeds that nervous system and helps to calm it, why it becomes so valuable to have added into our Verdezymes formula. And I'm going to leave it at that in case he's able to join here with us in a second before we finish up. And so when I look at the calming category, I thought it was very important to point out, we have these 4 products that are tied in with the calm. It is the blue category, but as with all our products, it is still coming in and feeding at the roots of the system and the roots of the tree, the roots of our foundation, and feeding it. And so therefore we are supporting that health foundation. And again, thinking, does it need to be calm? Whether we're using maybe the Solle Essentials Calm Oil to address it that way, or through the Soul Contentment Compass Blend. Both of those have the ability through smell, which also impacts the limbic system, to cause responses in the body as well. And remember, those oils have impact in the system very quickly to have results. Or if we're using in Verdezymes to help to soothe our digestion. So many people rely on Verdezymes to help their digestion. And, when we're 16, our enzymes in our system are strong enough to strip the paint off of a car. But as we age, they lose that strength. And so even with eating as good as we can, we still can't stop the chronological fact that's happening, and that is that we're aging. So even myself at, how old am I, 57, 56, somewhere there. I think I'm 57. Anyhow, no matter what, my digestion is not going to be as efficient as it was when I was 16. So adding in enzymes does make a difference. And for myself, I have 2 with supper and then 2 before bed. And then with our Infatuate, again, coming in and calming the system or feeding the system is also a way to think of it too, with our good, healthy fats, plant fats that are much easier to digest than animal fats, or even for people who are compromised when it comes to with their gallbladder being gone and not being able to get the good fats that they need. Bringing in our plant fats are much simpler to break down and help the system to still get what it needs. So for my quote, I've got, your calm mind is your ultimate weapon against your challenges. And I think this is so important if we think about that calming category. And being able to concentrate, think, be able to have the brain be able to process and be able to kind of sit back and be able to review what's going through does make, to me, life and challenges that much easier. And the calming category does help bring that to the table. So let me check one more time and see if we have, let's see, I can't tell. I don't think he was able to join us. Something must have come up. So we will go ahead and move through here. And I want to remind everyone that we do these every Monday night, and I am going to be doing the 4 categories so that you have a simple reference to each of the categories. Next week will be the Soul Lift category. And again, if you would like to get those text alerts, you have the number there to text to, and you can also subscribe at where the recordings come up so that you can go back and reference or maybe share this information. My goal has been to create a library of empowering information so that you, if you're ever in a situation where you're challenged trying to figure out what to do with your health, hopefully you will have access or will have learned something that will help you to be able to navigate through it without feeling at a loss. So I hope that we're I'm being able to do my job there, my goal that I've set off for, and that by creating that library.